All right, we are online. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna connect to the chat. I think we are good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. It is 12 o'clock here in Canada. If you're watching us live from anywhere else, I'd like to just put down in the chat where you just say hi and where you're from, and it'll be exciting. I am just waiting for Uzma to log on. Uh, we're having a little bit of tech issues. Oh, she's here. She's here. Um, but we're just going to give her a few more minutes. Okay, beautiful. Hello. Beautiful. Okay. So we have a very interesting topic today. It's about parenting. And hi from New York. Yay, awesome. Same time zone. So we're good. Awesome. If you guys are watching from anywhere else, please say hello so I know you guys can hear and see me okay. Still waiting for Uzma. Hey, Uzma. From one Uzma to the other. She's coming online. But until then, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to write them down. If you can just add your name as well. Uzma, I can see your name, but sometimes this chat acts funny and then I can't see who is messaging. So all good. Like I said, if you have any questions, please write them down, and Uzma Abbasi, who is my guest today, will answer you as and when we can get her on. All right. And if you have any questions for me, I'd love to answer. So I do this Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST. I bring on different practitioners who use different modalities, and we just talk about what they do, how they do, and how they can help you. It's awesome because I'm learning from each and every guest, and it's just absolutely amazing. Eye opener, very interesting. If you guys were here last week, we had Azadeh. And some of the tips that she gave, I actually started to implement. So yay for me. And if you're finding these useful, these Wellness Wednesdays useful, please let me know. Any suggestions, any comments? I'm open to hearing them from you. Oh, thank you, Uzma. Yeah, so there's a whole lineup coming. I have, in fact, I'm going to be posting it soon. So I have Uzma today talking about parenting as soon as she can log on. And then I'm just checking the whole lineup because, okay, great. All right. So next week we have Sheila Malik, who's going to talk about fat loss. So quick fat loss secrets there. And then I have 18th June, I have Ambreen Chaudhry coming up talking about Islamic coaching for inner growth, which is great. And then in the last but not the least, the last Wednesday of June, June 25th, I have Neha coming from Survival to Calm, talking about how to regulate your nervous system. So good lineup of fun topics. Let me just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure. All right, Uzma is just having some tech issues. I'm not sure. Sorry, guys, give me 2 seconds to figure this out for her. All right, until then, if you have anything to discuss with me, please go ahead and do so till she's trying to figure out. She's having some tech issues on her laptop, I'm guessing. She's just texting me. All righty. So you guys all know I love what I do, hypnosis, which is absolutely amazing. And I don't only just do hypnosis. I do something called rapid transformation therapy as well, which has elements of hypnosis. It has NLP, it has a little bit of CBT, and it's just an absolutely amazing method of working with clients as well. I do something called subconscious release technique as well, and that's more energetic. It's a very simple method, and I teach this to all my clients as well. It's part of the package that I provide. So It's very empowering. It's super easy. If you work with me, you know how it works. It's basically a breathing exercise, and you just say a releasing statement as you breathe in and out. Although it, oh, there she is. There she is. Uzma, can you hear me? See me okay? I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me just add you to the stream and then hopefully that should work. Alrighty. Say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome. Yay, we're here. Awesome, awesome. We made it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
perfect, perfect, perfect.
Awesome. So I was just telling them that today's topic is so interesting and we all need it, parenting, effective parenting. And Uzma is going to share with us some NLP techniques as well. So Uzma, I'm just going to let you take the floor, introduce yourself. And she is absolutely amazing. We met recently, in say about 6 months ago, I think, or a little bit more. But
More
we
than that.
maybe more than that, but we have connected like we've known each other for years. We finish each other's sentences. We sometimes dress up the same way. We wear the same colors, and we
Yep.
have the same, I guess, mindset as well. Like so it's absolutely amazing. We're like two peas in a pod. So take it away, Uzma. All yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure to be here and, doing the session with you. It's again an honor and a pleasure as well, mashallah.
Thank you.
So, when it comes to my introduction, my name is Uzma Abbasi. I am a neuro linguistic programming master coach. I also did my diploma in early childhood education. So, I have a deep background in teaching education. Uh, if I take it back, it's almost 2 decades. So, I have a teaching experience working with children, families, and educators. I also work with children with exceptionalities because they are also incredible part of our community, and we are big advocate of inclusive environment. So that's how I facilitate those incredible individuals as well. And other than that, I am a proud mother of three amazing children, the ones who are grown up and don't bother me anymore.
We poke them, right? No, I'm just
Yeah.
okay. Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you for that. So 20 years of education experience. Wow. So you are like the perfect person right now for us. God sent. So we have a lot of questions for you. Maybe we'll see what comes up.
Sure.
But
My
yeah. So tell us what. So I feel there's a gap
pleasure.
between parents and children, and I think there's always been a gap. We are now more aware of that gap than what it used to be. I believe so. So can you tell us how can we bridge that gap?
To be very honest, Homa, that is a very important point to consider. And what I see, what really creates that gap is I will not say it's a generational gap, but I believe it's an understanding gap, because we are still, so proud to carry our past, our culture, our norms, our values, which has no harm in it. But there is a saying कि you have to go with the flow. So as the time changes, we are also like we are evolving, our children are evolving, economy evolves, world evolving. So why not the parenting? Why we are still stick to that, traditional parenting, which is somehow or the other, we call it helicopter parenting or micromanaged parenting. Oh, my child should has to do this, follow the discipline, do this, not to do that. How he sits, how he behaves, how he acts, how he eats. So everything is not supposed to be in parents' hands or on their disposal. Your child is still, a complete individual. Treat them as an individual, not as a child, because they have their own brain, they have their own thinking pattern, they have their own attachment style and their personality traits and all that. No wonder children born with some traits which they gain from their parents. However, still we cannot say that they are exactly the same. They are the true copy of ours. They still have their individuality, which we have to respect. And the more we understand this, the more we get flexible, the more we get more understanding towards our children. And the one thing which I cannot emphasize enough, that is connection.
Connect.
Everything
Yeah.
begins with connection. So, you might have known about a child psychologist. Her name is Jean. What's her name? Full name? Um, Jean Clinton. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. You should listen to her parenting advices and all that. And one day in one of the workshop, which was organized by my employer, and the three word sentence she phrase, you can say, she used connection before correction. And I cannot tell you
Love that.
how important it is. It is so important to develop the connection. People, most of the parents, they say, oh, we have developed the connection, we do, we do know what our children needs. We try to get them, the best things they could ever, ask for, imagine, like good food. They have car, we take them on vacations, we have they are going to best schools, they have all the devices and all that. But all these materialistic things, they are not a substitute for the connection. And how do we make connections? That is most important. The connection where the child is okay to come to the parent and say whatever he or she needs and wants. It shouldn't be the tantrum, it shouldn't be the um, like screaming or yelling and requiring for the demands to be, listened and accomplished and all that. No, it has to be that connection, that even if the child did good in on the paper, maybe a drawing only, the child is coming back to mom or dad and telling them what they did, how they they have to celebrate each and every little victories, or whatever is going on in their life. And that has started from the very very beginning, when they are even very very little.
Mm.
So yeah, I think, to me, connection. And I can share a very personal experience or example with you if you want.
Yeah,
So i'm
absolutely.
I'm the same parent. Like, if I take back around 10-15 years ago, I used to be, don't judge me on that. I used to
Really
be
won't judge you, promise.
typical. Yeah, I used to be myself, a very typical sort of a parent,
Okay.
traditional parent, you can say. There's no harm being typical, but the traditional parent, like cooking for them, um, everything should be, spick and span, organizing their room and making them do the work and all that. I know and I understand all these things are very really valuable. But at the same time, we being parents, we don't understand that what our child's emotional need. Sometimes we are giving everything to them without even understanding that what they exactly want. They want to be feel valued and heard from the parents as well.
Mm.
So, since I recognize this, that's my flaw, and that is the point where I need improvement, I started working on it. And trust me, if I look back around 15 years ago, the way my children had the connection on really and relationship with me at that moment, when they were in teens, or they were young adults,
Mm-hmm.
now they are mature enough. So, and if I compare from now, totally different. Usually, when the children are younger, they are more connected. No, at that time, I was just meeting their needs, the physical needs, or those kind. When it comes to emotional needs, I don't think so that I was doing as much as was supposed to be doing. So since I learned that, and I have changed a lot of things in my own behavior, and now my children, the same children, now they come to me for each and everything. So
Mashallah.
that's a big victory for me. Big
Absolutely.
success.
Absolutely. And the interesting part is, and again, no judgment, no offense to anybody here, but I see a lot of parents come to me and they're like, oh, my child needs, for lack of a better term, fixing or healing. Uh,
Mm.
and most of the times I've seen, and I think we've had this discussion as well, Uzma, was that it's, yes, maybe there is something that the child needs, something that needs to be addressed with the child as well, but it's mostly the parents who need the coaching more than
There
the
you go.
child,
You
right?
you 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 hit the
Yeah.
nail in
Like
the
I
right
said, no
place.
offense to anybody, but
I I
and
totally agree with you.
exactly. And then when we are coaching the parents and you start to notice the difference in the children as well, exactly what you said, you changed something about yourself. So can you let us know, if it's okay, what was missing, that connection between you and your kids? And then what did you change to unfold something that was beautiful now that you have that connection, that communication with your children that's open,
Mm.
and they're not afraid to come to you for anything. And that's the kind of healthy relationship we need to build with our kids, right? So if you
That's
could just
true.
give us some pointers at what's missing, because
Mm.
sometimes we don't even know. We don't know what we don't know, right?
True, true. So
So
I will start with the with your point, with the like agreement on that point, that as I am working as a neuro-linguistic programming coach, you can also, in
correct.
simple words, call me a life coach. What I am noticing, that most of the clients I am receiving, they are the parents of young teens, like
Right.
young adults,
Mhm.
and the main issue they are facing right now is that my son or daughter doesn't listen to me, doesn't want to study, and don't want to talk to us, doesn't sit with us, stays in the room, and so much more. You know that what kind of challenges
Mhm.
like parents are facing these days. So no
Right.
wonder these are very common issues and all. But the first thing what I tell my clients, that I want to work with you first as a parent, because if a child is behaving this way, there must be something missing. So your another question is relevant to this point, which I'm going to share definitely with you. uh, the day and age we are right now, no wonder that most of us are working. We
Mhm.
have a lot of stress,
Right.
right? So, and parenting itself is a stressful job. It's not easy, to be very honest. Especially with the demands of work, school, and daily life. So we all getting stress, and
Mhm.
that stress can affect not only our own well-being, but like our interaction with our family and our children.
Correct.
So stress is the one issue which we all face. Then communication issues,
Mm.
what we like, misunderstandings can arise easily between parents and children on little things. Sometimes our children may not express themselves clearly, and we might struggle to understand their needs. Like, we make the judgment, we may make assumptions. Oh, if he's not eating, like, suppose I can give you one example. If a child is coming in an angry mood at home, and maybe threw the bag and just went into the his or her room. So, being moms, I'm not judging anyone, including myself. We first go, oh, what happened? Oh, why you are acting this way? We straight away question this. So our tone matters a lot. Okay. At
Absolutely.
this moment, when you see that your child is frustrated or upset on anything, it could be anything, not on you, it could be anything. So rather than right away questioning, give the comfort to that child. Go to the child, acknowledge the feelings. I can see that you are stressed. I can see that you are upset on something. Would you mind sharing it with me? Or whenever you are ready, just to let you know that I'm right here. I'm right here. Should I bring you a glass of water? Should I bring you something else? Just ask normally, and if he or she doesn't want to talk about it, give them space. What we usually do, we just go on and on and on and on and asking, oh, you are misbehaving, I'm just trying to give you comfort and you are not responding me back nicely and all that. This is very common issue. uh, so then these kind of attitudes of parents create the behavior challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Children start misbehaving. They don't want to sit with you, because they assume as well, because of your behavior, that you are going to be judging them and you are going to be, nagging them because of their behavior. If they're not sitting with you, that's okay. Rather than like highlighting or stick to that point, do something in such a way that they can start engaging with you. And then emotional exhaustion, we think that we are working outside the house, and then we are cleaning the house, we are cooking and all that, or father is coming from work, driving stress and all that. We as parents, we think that these are only the stresses which we are facing. We do not have any idea what our children are facing in the school environment, in their playground environments, right?
Right. Mhm.
So they are also having the stresses. But if we are not recognizing those, if we are not understanding those stresses, and we are not going to the level of the child to understand what they are going through, by not giving the acknowledgement and understanding, how come they will feel connected to us? And that is where the gap, starts building up, and it gets more and more and more slowly and gradually, because when the child knows or sees that, oh, my mom is not going to understand, my
Yeah.
dad is not going to understand, they have their own problems, they think that their problem is the biggest problem on the earth. For the child, the problem he or she is facing, that is the biggest.
The biggest problem. That's correct. Yeah, I agree
So,
with you.
what I did, coming back to your question, what I did, I understood all these things, and then I separated what my work stress, what my challenges are. I started looking at my child and all my children as they are the individual,
Jill. Yeah.
right?
Another thing, Uzma, I don't want to interrupt you, but it's
No, no,
comparison.
that's okay.
Like, your sister did this, your brother did this. Why can't you do this? That comparison, because I
Oh
mean,
my God, that's a killer. That's a killer.
yeah, we
Children,
have to
I'm
understand.
sorry to say,
Yeah.
and my apologies with the, like folded hands to all the parents. Don't judge me on that, because I'm not judging you for this. But if you are doing it, that works as a poison for children.
Yeah.
They start hating their siblings, they start hate their parents, because comparison doesn't bring any goodness to any relationship or to any individual, not at all. Comparison only creates distances and like hatred. No.
Resentment, right? Yeah. Yeah.
And then basically, one way or the other, what we are giving them, we are putting ourselves into one of the negative cloud, which is limiting belief. That
Exactly. I was gonna
means
say,
we ourselves are declaring that you are not good
not
enough.
good enough. You're not good enough. This one's better than you. And then that's the kind of belief
Yeah,
they develop,
yeah,
that everybody else is better than me. There must be something wrong with me. Perfect.
so
Yeah.
true, so true.
Amazing. Okay, sorry, go on. So your children. You said you started looking at them individually, which is like, I'm like, okay, that is so important. And we
Yeah.
need to
No,
stop
no, no. I
comparing.
appreciate that.
Mm,
So, yeah, that's what I tried, and I started working. No wonder that it took a lot of hard work and a lot of effort from my end as well, because once you try to understand this point, and when you try to put yourself behind and putting your children's perspective in front of you, no doubt it's a hard work. It takes a lot of effort from you, because sometimes you just, fuming with anger with things, and then you have to suppress that. Not suppress, I will say, because suppressing emotions are not good, it's not a good strategy. But you have to calm yourself down. That's okay, I shouldn't be looking at this situation with this emotion. So I have to understand what my child is feeling. So it's not about that we are suppressing our emotions, it's about understanding, and that comes with the emotional intelligence, right?
acknowledging the
So,
emotion.
yeah,
Yeah. Because
so
we're
rather
told
than reacting, I started
responding.
responding. And if I'm not able to respond at that moment, I started staying silent,
Mm.
because no remarks or no response is better than reaction.
Perfect. Yeah. There is a
So
question, but I'm going to
sometimes,
get to that in a bit. But I think it was our generation that we were told not to get, don't be jealous, don't hate,
oh,
don't
okay.
don't be angry.
Mm,
Okay. And these emotions exist, and we all feel them. Maybe
mm,
all of it in one day, but we're not told how to process them. We're just told to shut it down, suppress, suppress,
mm.
suppress, and then one,
Yeah.
in our adult
That,
life,
that's
once,
why the blow up
boom,
happens. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we need to teach our children and ourselves also how to acknowledge these emotions, because they do exist, these negative
Mm,
emotions, or some people say there are no negative emotions, they're all just emotions we feel, and how
mm,
to process them in a healthy way.
yeah.
There's a question, I'm just going to put that up, and if you can you see that question? Can you see the whole thing?
Honestly, I cannot see
Okay,
it.
I will read it for you. I will read
Yeah.
it for you. Okay, it
Mm,
says, what if the comparison comes from grandparents? Hold on, sorry.
mm,
I try to shield and explain afterwards, but I feel the damage is still done.
okay. Mm.
Hmm. Can you
So
address that?
first of all, the thing is, children first interaction is with the parents. I understand when there are the extended families where the grandparents or the extended relatives are living together, and that's a very good situation for me, not for everybody else maybe. But the point is that yes, they have a different mindset. They are totally a different generation, so they live their life in a very different manner, not like us. So, understanding that, what we need to do, we have to develop, because I will come back again to my first point, the connection. If I have developed the connection with my own child, and if I made them understand their, like, what's their worth, what's their value, they are unconditionally loved by us. So even if the comparison happens from the grandparents, you can make your child sit with you and talk to them. Here comes another point which I definitely highlight here, within the same segment, that when when things happen in the family, we try to keep it away from children. Oh, you are little, you don't know, you don't understand. No, that's not the right thing. Yes, there are a few things which shouldn't be discussed, I totally understand, but if there is anything happening in the family which is affecting the whole family, make the your child the partner within the discussion. Include them, talk to them, give value to their suggestions. Whether you are doing it or accepting it or not, that's a later issue, but including them within the discussion is very important and plays a crucial role in the child's self boosting child self-esteem and all. So when it comes to the comparison within the family, either done by grandparents or uncles and aunts, doesn't matter. If your child have developed a strong relationship with you, then no matter what anybody is saying, doesn't matter. Why? Because you are the safe haven for your child. If
Beautiful. I love
getting
that.
upset, if he's getting upset or she's getting upset, suppose you are in a gathering and somebody said something about your child. Immediately, it's a very natural response. Child will look towards you if you have developed that impression. And if you give him the smile or a victory sign or anything, or maybe I love you or something like that, that anger or that disappointment or that shame just goes away immediately,
Yeah.
because this is the acknowledgement which you can give to your child.
Hmm.
So everything comes back to the previous point: connection. Develop the connection with your child and give them the autonomy or independence or full space to talk about their emotions. Okay, so let's touch base the point which you were saying, that we are being told that don't get angry, don't do this and all that. Yes, this is a very wrong strategy which we all faced from the very beginning, that it's not good to be angry, or it's not good to do this, like, if you talk about the negative emotions.
Hmm.
However, being a NLP coach, I understand that all the emotions are the permanent resident of our unconscious mind. That is why immediate reaction you can get once any emotion get on the surface, right? Because you don't have to work for it, it's ready to be acted upon.
Activate.
Yes, so it's like it's a switch button, actively uh,
Just jumps at you.
impatiently waiting for to
Yes.
turn on. Okay, so what happens that when we, because this is not something natural that you suppress those emotions. Yes, what we have to teach our children, and we have to learn as adults as well, that how to tame our emotions, how to navigate through that challenging moment or the phase, emotional phase which we are going through, if either shame, guilt, anger, or envy, any sort of negative emotion. If we are
Mhm.
going through that, what we need to do, how to navigate through it, nobody teaches that.
Right.
I'm sorry to say, even teachers don't teach this. So I don't know whether I mentioned in my introduction or not that I'm also working as a program director in a childcare environment. So I deal with children from kindergarten to grade 5 level on everyday basis. And when they come to me, it's a very challenging time for them, because they are in the school since 8:30 in the morning, and now 3 o'clock when the school finishes, they straight away, they are being directed to my program, right?
Mhm.
They are coming to me. So that at that time, so much stress from studies, from the teacher's expectations, or homework or classwork or whatever, or maybe by being bullied by other children, and tired after the like long day, not had lunch, enough lunch or whatever, or maybe whatever they ate, it's just consumed by the physical activity they did. So whatever the situation is, by the time 3 o'clock they are coming to me, everyone is bottled up, right?
Mm.
They're ready to
Just
just,
explode.
yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
So at that time, if no wonder that we have a very, very regulated program, but
Mm.
it is child directed environment, because we follow Ontario's pedagogy, where we see each and every child as competent, capable, curious, and rich in potential.
Mhm.
At the same time, we do have planned activities for them, but still, there is no obligation that you have to do this. We are
Mm.
studying this today. We are doing this today. No, my job is to prepare the activities, put them in front of them as a provocations. So if they are interested, they can continue. But the whole room is open for them. There are
Mm.
a bundle of activities and tabletop activities, art and craft activities, which they need to do, whatever they like. The independence is there, autonomy is there. They are they have the choice to choose the activity they want to do. But still, and I also provide them snacks, healthy snacks.
Mm.
Still, trust me on that, that on everyday basis, I face a lot of challenges, while dealing, like behavior challenges, you can say. And if I'm not capable enough to calm them down and redirect them, how would they survive the 3 or 4 hours further? Because we have to be empathetic for those children when they are coming. And if
Mm.
they are showing the behavior, it is those emotions which are kept, which are suppressed, because throughout the day maybe they did not have the opportunity to express. So where
Right.
at the end of the day, they are tired and all that, now they think, okay, it's a play based environment, so maybe I can let it out.
Mhm.
So I face it, but at the same time, we help children to redirect, to learn about win-win situation, conflict resolution. We also teach them about self-regulation,
Mm.
because these are very important skills. And i
Absolutely.
am i am so thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and these all these learnings, that I'm capable enough to help couple of children, like this new location I joined around 1.5 year ago. So when this little one came to me, he used to say strong words. He used to say like very rude. He used to be physical and all that. And in the beginning, I must say that I had to write few reports on everyday basis, about the behavior reports which we write on
Right.
everyday basis. But
Mhm.
I never gave up on him. I kept on working with that child. So showing my love, showing my unconditional love to him, understanding towards him, not reacting on his behaviors, showing compassion, bringing things which he likes and all that. So I gave that attention and that love and care to him, so that now is the time whenever he tries to do something like that. So I just go towards him, kneel down, go to his level, and then start talking about, can we solve this, what's going on, can I help you, and all that. And the same child now stopped using those strong words. Yesterday I had only three bubbles, like the small bubbles
Right.
I had three of them, and I had four children around me. I said, okay, I am going to give you guys bubbles today, and let's go outside and we have fun. So I handed out three, and like, he was standing patiently. And I said, I will see who will be patient, not, grabbing the things. And
Mm-hmm.
then he was standing patiently beside me. And when I had handed out all three, so I saw his face like this. So I said, you were so patient, you know what you're gonna get. So I gave him this long bubble,
The bond, yeah.
yeah, one. He got so happy. And also, this is how I'm teaching him how to self-regulate, how
Very
to
good, yeah.
control his emotions. Control means doesn't mean that he cannot show. So
Mm.
sometimes he gets a fight with his sister, so I talk to sister as well, that you should respect him,
Mm.
you should not be acting like this. And then I call him, I know that there must be something which your like your sibling did, that is why you acted like this. So I gave him the opportunity to talk about, but you know what, it was not the right choice. What do you think, what would be the right choice? So when you talk about situations,
Mm.
children do understand, no matter how bad their behavior is.
Yeah, going back to your point of making them seen and heard and understood, that they
Mm-hmm.
do matter. It's not that
Yeah.
they're young, they can be just like, no, your stuff doesn't matter. I'm more important. I've come from a stressful day, and no, yeah, that
And
even
Huma,
though,
I also want to add, when you are dealing with children, you must have seen there is very commonly used, hey, don't do this, don't go there, don't pick this up. I told you not to touch this. It's
it's
very
no,
common,
no, 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 no.
right? This no, and being like hypnotherapist yourself, you know that what is the impact of no to our unconscious mind, right?
Yeah.
So rather than using, like, this is my humble request to all the parents, is start, like, try to make it an intentional effort to use positive language instead of negative, because negative doesn't give you any benefit. Because when our children listen to no, 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 why do they act that very act which you are stopping them from?
Mm.
Do anybody has that idea? Like, would you like to comment on that, Homa?
Go ahead. You're the
Yeah.
expert.
No, I'm not expert at all. So our unconscious mind doesn't process no, the word no. So when we say don't run, children only hear run. When we say don't pick up that wand from there, so they will hear pick up that wand.
Yeah.
So no, it doesn't get processed in child's brain, right? So try reframing your statements and your instructions. First of all, less instructions are the better strategy. Second, because from the very beginning, if you like, create the environment where the children are co-constructor of the environment of your house or your rules and all that, it's a better house life, basically. But if there are areas where you need to instruct the children for something, try to reframe your instructions in a positive language. I can give you examples, like if a child is running, so rather than saying don't run, you can always say, let's walk, please.
Let's walk. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So to that point, one of my instructors, and she was just telling us about using positive words with children, and she said my daughter forgot something. They were off to school, last minute at the door. How children just forget things, and then they remember and they have to go back in the house, and you're like waiting in the car. Come on. So she's like, instead of saying, "Oh my God, what did you forget now?" She said, "Oh," she took the girl's name and she goes, "What did you remember to bring?" So that was like such a good reframe. It's like, oh, the child starts to feel more confident about, oh, you know what?
Of
I did
course.
forget, but I just remembered it. I remembered it. So that
Mm,
builds the confidence. It's
yes,
positive. It's not, it doesn't crash the whole day. The child goes happy to school. So just, yeah, to your point, just reframing, using positive words. And it is going to be a little bit of an exercise because we've been trained for such a long time to use this
that
negative words.
like
But yeah, just like awareness. But can you
mm,
give us some more pointers on how we can, just slowly change our attitude towards children, and then obviously we see that the effect is going to be so much more positive towards us, the
for
behavior.
sure, for sure. So, over here, I would like to mention that there are like couple of skills which are coming from NLP,
Mhm.
but if we can bring into our daily practice as parents, that will help us to be a successful parent. Maybe I can share with you some of them.
Mhm.
So, first of all, you might have heard about rapport,
Mhm.
right? So, mine and your experience, the moment we met, we developed the rapport, right?
Yes.
So, what
Instant.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, rapport is very important for two people to connect with each other. And sometimes it happens that the way we are moving our body, like our body language, our words, our eye contact, our values, our beliefs, the words we are using, like if they are syncing with another person, we develop the rapport.
Mhm.
But that is something which, to be very honest, most of the time when we are meeting new people, we don't even make an effort of it. So
Right.
sometimes it develops, sometimes we don't connect with people, right? You might have experienced it a lot of time, that if you are meeting 10 people in a gathering, your connection will not be same with each and every
Absolutely.
person.
Yeah. Mhm.
It could be best with one and it could be worse with one too, right? You don't even want
Sure.
to go back to that person. Why? Because rapport didn't develop. But when it comes to our own relationships and our like children, so building rapport is very important. So what we can do, it's about like and the key aspect of it is mirroring and matching. So suppose if your child has an is in the habit of using certain words and making certain movements of the body and all that, if you try to match and mirror, that will really really help you to develop the rapport with your own child. This morning only, I just saw a video. He is a principal of a school, Zach something, I don't remember the full name. And I was in awe and I was in love with, because he posted a video, you will see on my Facebook profile.
Okay.
I just posted this morning. And the way he's acting with his school children, like high-fiving and fist bumps and all that, and all these little actions, like he's matching the energy of the children, and this is how he is developing the connection and rapport.
Like the new language they have, they're like W,
Yeah,
bet. And I was like,
yeah,
what is
yeah.
that? I'm like, okay, tell me what does that
Of
mean? Yeah.
course, of course. So that is also one way you can develop the connection with your child. Then
Yeah.
reframing.
Mm.
Suppose child is in the is in a negative mood or used a negative word or did something. Why don't you reframe it? Why can't we reframe it into a positive, which I just mentioned, that
Mhm.
reframing the sentences is a very helpful exercise which we can do.
Yep.
Then anchoring as well. So in we know what anchor is, right?
I
So
know what anchor is, but if
yeah,
it's just
what
yeah,
holds us
yeah,
somewhere. So
yeah.
I'm not talking about the that technical language.
Okay.
In simple words, what we know about anchor, that we could rely upon and
Okay. So
something hold
so
on to.
be their anchor. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
So be their anchor, but at the same time teach them how to anchor themselves, because you're not present in your child's life every second, right?
Sure. Sure.
So teach or give some anchors to them in such a way. Suppose it's a calm time
Mm-hmm.
and you are reading a book to your little one, or your maybe if you like to read your teenagers, that's perfectly fine. Start doing an action which can, make them feel loved or cared or something. Maybe if my son is on my lap, I will be doing, like head massage, like
Mm,
just running my fingers into his hair. Or maybe teach them that, like when they are just sitting and doing an activity, just hold their hand and, start rubbing their hand,
mm,
with a soft touch and all that. And teach them that whenever you get angry, you can start doing that, then it will, make you remember the same moment and all that. So
mm, mm.
this technique will also help for our children to be more, um, you know grounded,
Very,
maybe.
yeah, grounded.
And
Yeah.
modeling, it is like more than anything, modeling is important. So if you role model yourself as a good human being, so how you are reacting when you are getting angry, how you are talking to people, what language you are using with the people you are interacting with. It's not necessary with children. So because children observe your day to day behavior with your coworkers, um, suppose, if I say co-workers, maybe they are the people who are coming to clean your house, and people who are dealing with on the phone, right?
Mm,
Hearing you out, and your own relationship with your parent-in-laws, or your own parents, or your siblings, or your friends, or your spouse. So, what type of a person you are modeling in front of them, they will
mm.
learn from that as well, because you cannot accept from them that they should be better human being, as you are not performing the same way. So we cannot, what do we say, there's a saying, treat others the way you want to be treated. So if you want your children to be like something like that, good habits, or like good standards of living and all that, do role model.
Uzma, your voice just got cut off the last bit. The last, what do you say? Can you just repeat that?
So I was talking about role modeling.
Yeah.
The last part was role modeling, and role modeling is that what we are behaving, like how we are interacting with our like like maybe friends or co-workers, our spouses, our relatives, and all that. Whoever we suppose, even we are going for shopping, and how we are treating the person
Cashier
on
or
the
the
other side.
salesperson. Yeah,
Yeah, salesperson
exactly.
and cashier and all that. So everything matters, and the more you put emphasis on role modeling, the more children will learn, because sometimes it's not necessary to be a direct learning. Indirect learning is more effective.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God, this was so amazing and eye opening. Such simple things to do, and it can make such a big impact on our children's behavior. So, parents, if you have any questions for Uzma, write them down now. If you're live or if you're watching on replay, Uzma, how can people reach you? So let me just put this away. A website.
Yes, my website is uzmabasicoaching.com.
Is it okay? So it's your first name, last name,
Yeah,
coaching.com. Hopefully, I got that right.
and you can have my email as well,
Yep.
ua.nlp
Mm-hmm.
coach@gmail.com.
Okay, so it's ua.nlpcoach@gmail.com.
Right?
Gotcha.
And my phone number.
All right, I have that. And it's going to be showing up right now. And what's your phone number? So that's,
647
yep.
993
Mm-hmm.
2736.
All righty.
I'll appreciate the contact me on WhatsApp by not with the call first, but the message first.
Yeah, I know. It's
Mm.
interesting. Yeah. All right. It's just going to pop up in a bit. All right, Uzma. So the summary of, I think, today's conversation is make changes here, right?
Of course, of
Before
course.
externally looking at your children. And if their behavior is different than how you expect it to be, look inside and see what can you change within yourself as a
Hmm.
parent,
Hmm.
or you can before you expect changes in the children's behavior. Did
Of
I get that
course.
right?
Yeah. Perfect. You're a good student. You learn it.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, I can also just want to add
yeah,
here how to reframe. Just want to give one example.
please. Yeah, that would be
Suppose
amazing.
people say, I can't handle my child's behavior, right? So, how can we reframe it? We can reframe it that this is a learning opportunity for both of us, for me and my child. So, if you see the child's behavior, so don't take it as as a negative thing. Look at the behavior and then give yourself time and make you and your child sit together and talk about it. It's a learning opportunity for you, because there are few things which children do not, uh, wouldn't say do not, are not able to express, to be very honest. So
Yes.
being parent, being adult, it's our job to sit down with them and help them in education. Like in early years language, it is called scaffolding. But we as parents also can do that, that help them understand their own emotions, understand their own behavior, and talk about it, rather than being sarcastic or blaming or shaming them. Try to bring them to the situation where they should start looking at themselves being accountable of their action.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good.
this is the intelligence of the parent, and we all, it's only the mind shift change. If you see the behavior with the lens of finding the flaws in there, and
Judgment.
the negative mindset or negative eye, obviously. But if you flip your understanding and look at the behavior, what is there to improve, what the child is trying to communicate, what I can do to satisfy the need,
Mm.
your tension will be released. You'll be more at calm and at ease, and then you'll be more mindful to thought clearly, to give it a thought and think clearly that what I can do to manage this behavior, because
Yeah.
nothing is incurable.
Absolutely. I just want to add here, please do not blame yourself. It's not
Of
your fault.
course. Of
No
course.
guilt, no shame, no mom guilt or any parental guilt. But it's just we're always improving, we're always learning, we're always evolving. We learn from each other, we learn from our children, we learn from each and every client.
Of
I learn
course.
from my kids all the time. Sometimes when I'm in a really blah mood, I'll go to my kids and say, you know what, I'm feeling blah, can you guys just talk to me and be my therapist today? And they love it. They love being part of helping mom, because they, like you said,
True.
involve them in your conversations, and they're so much, mashallah, more mature, and they have that better understanding and awareness. So that when they're going through something, they catch themselves thinking negatively, they're like, no, no, we need to reframe this to a positive thing, because they've
Hmm.
role modeled, they've seen me and my husband do it. We help them do it and regulate their emotions, like you said. So these are like small, powerful tips, but they do
They
wonders
do
for.
wonders. And trust me, last week I had a webinar, and Jashri, right?
Yes.
So she was there, and she shared in that webinar that I think 2 3 weeks ago when we met, we all met.
That's right.
So yeah, and I just gave her, when she was discussing about something like stress of the children homework and all, I
Right.
gave her these few tips. And
Mm.
then she was sharing in the webinar that, Uzma, now I am feeling much more relaxed, my children are happy, they are doing their homework willingly and all. I said, it's just a little shift in your thinking pattern
Exactly.
that can create wonders.
The mom's guilt is so real. Yes, it is. But we can release it and let go because
Of
it's not
course, you
humans
need
too.
to chill yourself as well. What
Exactly.
worry wouldn't give you anything.
Except anxiety and stress.
Anxiety, yeah. And as you said that changing the roles, I also sometimes change the role. Sometimes I cling to my own son, like mashallah,
Yeah.
he's grown up.
I
um,
know.
I want to go have ice cream. So I act like a child to him. He said, okay, mom, let's go and have it. And the same I do with my daughter. So when I come home from work around 6:30, I am dead tired, to be
Yeah.
very honest. And I call her, like, I call her, um, hey, so and so, can you please give me some food? I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. So she says, okay, mama, baby, I will give food for you.
That's so cute. Again, the connection, the communication,
Yeah,
you need to keep
yeah,
those channels open.
yeah.
Uzma, thank you so much. I so appreciate your time and the knowledge and the wisdom you've shared with us. I did put up your contact details up as well. If you guys need to reach Uzma, if you have any questions for her now, or if you're watching it on replay, please, you can post it in the comments or reach out to her directly. She is absolutely amazing and open to answering all your questions. So release the mom guilt.
That's more than important, like more important than anything else,
And more
because
important, exactly,
like
because that's how
once,
it's going to
yeah, once you
positively
change
affect.
your like work on your mental well-being, once you change your perspective towards parenting, release the stress, enjoy it, because it's a beautiful relation, it's a beautiful role you have. So as much as you enjoy it, do it, go for it.
Yeah. And I'm
Learn.
just going to add in something before I let everyone go, the mom guilt. So I reached a midlife crisis and I just packed my bags up, ready to go to the UK. Solo trip, my first ever solo trip. This was just pre COVID. Like literally, I came back, I think March 11th, and we closed down the day after or something like that. Anyways, so I had so many people tell me, my kids were obviously 5 years younger then. Now they're 12 and 16. So you can imagine. And they're like, oh my God, you're leaving your kids. How can you do this? You know, you're such a bad mom. Yada, yada, yada. And I just had to take that trip. It just, something was telling me you just have to go take that trip. I went to UK for 5 days. All I did was sit at the beach and just recharge, ground myself, refresh myself. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. I came back a happier mom, a recharged mom. Obviously, there was a little bit of mom guilt, so I bought them lots of gifts. But that was the first solo trip. And then after that, I was like, I'm on a roll. Every year I take a solo trip. But my kids know that when mom goes, she's going to come back happier. She's going to come back more recharged. Because at that time, that's my me time. That's when I'm Huma. I'm not a mom. I'm not a wife. I'm not a sister. I'm not a friend. I'm nobody. I'm just me. It's just me. So 5 days was the longest trip I took. Then I went to Dubai with my sister and then Mexico last year for 4 days. But I kid you not, it's so freeing and empowering. And I come back so much more recharged and happier and, full of life. And again, to your point, that connection and that communication with my kids is so much more open then. So do not be crazy like me and take solo trips. That's not the point of this conversation. Just
maybe
say, mom, guilt,
maybe
is it?
others will follow you too.
Oh, uh-oh. Can't be right now.
I'm
No,
I'm gonna book one.
uh-oh. Well, your kids are older now, so you can do that. My kids are much younger, but now they became very independent as well because they're like, mom's not there. Oh my God, what do we do? So creative thinking process came in. Yeah, I'm sure the day 1 and 2 was probably not good, but now they're used to it. And role modeling that you need to take out time for yourself and be who you are. Again, not wearing the hat of a mom or a sister or a friend or what have you. You are Homa. You are Uzma. What does Uzma need at that time?
Yeah, that's why I book book one 2 days trip.
There you go. All right. Lovely talking to you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's take mom trips. Yes, let's do that. I don't want to be mom trips. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take who we are trips. That'll be
Yep.
awesome. Actually, that'll be fun. Good,
Yeah.
good, good call. Maybe we should arrange something for that as well. But thank you so much, Isma, again for your time. Love the conversation. Thank you for the tips.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Oh, okay. Somebody just wrote, Huma, ma'am, sometimes I think that your kids are very lucky that they got such a royal mom, which is just
Ah,
like friend. Oh, thank you. Thank you very
of
much.
course, of course. Yes,
I love
yes, no doubt about it. Because if when we start taking care of ourselves, honestly, our children also love that. To
Yeah.
see our that version of being self-confident and being compassionate. Because I would end this conversation saying that first aid rule is protect yourself first.
Put the mask on yourself first.
Yes,
That's when
yes,
we take the solo trips. We'll put masks on
yeah,
ourselves
yeah,
first.
yeah.
All righty. I'm going to let you go. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Usma. And I'll hopefully see everybody next week. Take
Thank you
care.
so much.
Bye.
Take care.